Well, you hound, there you be. What is life but full of care if you can't only stand and stare, eh, boy? Well, you don't stand and stare for very long, do you? Oh, look at you bouncing about. Oh, I suppose we better get on. Oh, welcome back to Blickling. And it looks holly black over Will's mother's. A saying from maybe all of Britain, but certainly this part of the world. Thought to do with William of Orange, but the Netherlands king who took over Britain, can't remember exactly when, but we had very few actual. We don't see they had that many British monarchs. But there, as I'm not actually a monarchist, I think I'll leave it there. Right, well, we started a little bit late this morning because it was, everything was still wet. Now, it should be sunny today, so it's a perfect day for making hay. Oh, you wouldn't believe it, look at the sky up there. And that's an aside because this is the sky box, the dynamic sky, which can be found on American Eagle modding. Maybe other places, but that's the official place to find it. Nowhere else. Alright, we'll just drive away up here and get heading. I need to clean the cattle out too and refill them. They need some grass, but they'll get some grass when we're done here. I'll cut some off the top end of this just a little bit. Grass is not an easy thing to get a hold of at the moment for me. This is about the only place I've got grass. Oh, I can cut parts of the car park for the cricket club, and will you stop? The thing has a habit of just running away from me. I think that's too far out there. I might come in a little bit. Right, yes, that's it. Yes, we're making hay. And another aside, because it is slightly checking what gear it's in. Yeah, it's slightly easier to or quicker to do hay on 17 than it is 19 on season. 19 they have a delay that it has to actually dry it, which I think is better. But I'm not certain about cattle and crops how that is at the moment. I have been playing a little bit on cattle and crops, but I'm afraid as much as I like realism, it was a little bit too intense for me, the drying the hay. But that's another game. And talk about other games. Time you see, we would have had it, and that's another beta on Ship of Heroes. I'm really looking forward to that. I have actually backed that with my own money. Yes, I know. Man, when parting with money. But it's one of the spiritual successors to City of Heroes, which I played incessantly. When that was going, I didn't buy any other games. I only really played City of Heroes. And I must have got a lot of hours in. It certainly was worth my subscription every month. Yes, I'm one of these who didn't take the freebie route. I kept the subscription going when they went free to play. And actually, all you really lost was Incarnate. And I think one or two other little things you got a few extra bonuses if you were paying every month. But the Incarnate system was meant a lot to me because it kept a couple of my characters, which wouldn't have been much cop without it, going, and made them solo machines. Yeah, I know it's a multiplayer game, but I played both solo and multiplayer. Anyway, let's get back to this, shall we? Yes, yes, you better get back to what you're meant to be doing. Right. Yeah, the fields are not quite ready to harvest yet, the first harvest of the year. I'm looking at midsummer, I would have thought. Which means another couple of transitions before we get there. So Bob's still keeping him busy hedging, ditching, and fencing. See, he's been along here. You can see where he's actually done quite a good job on that hedge. I think it is important to keep the farm looking quite nice. There's a pity about all the weeds around the outside the field, but there is a limit. Part of the fact, the real reason is it's painted texture, and I can't be bothered to try and figure out how to get rid of it. It'd have to be in GE, I think. Just can't be bothered. Which is what makes Blickling hard to do well on with seasons, because of the grass shortage. There is no grass meadows. Well, there are some grass meadows which you have to own, of course, to be able to cut them. And back to the story, I did actually rent 25 out for a short while, just long enough to cut enough grass out to make it worthwhile. Now I'm going to go. I think I'm only going to do the one up and down, so I'm just going along here. No other reason than I can. Now actually, if we come up here, if we put this on GPS, yeah, you agree? Good. Oops, better put the brake on. This one likes to just run away with you. Well, it likes to run away with me anyway. Where are we now? New. $9 that seems about right. We want to go over a bit and over a bit more. I think we're due there. Right, shall we try that? Get rid of the thingy there. Release the Kraken. We're going to miss some bits, but I'm not going to. I could go around with a sack and a rake and just rake out the bits I missed, just to put straight into the cattle as grass. No, I'm not going to. I'm not that worried about it. If they have a bit shorter, if they get a bit short of grass, we just have slightly less milk. We are making a very good living here at the moment, and certainly afford to keep Bob on. But don't tell him that. I like to keep my tender hooks. That keeps a lot more compliant. We will do some of this properly, like lift that and. Perhaps I should put another headland up this end, because that fence is wicked. I don't mean wicked as in the old sense of good. It's wicked as in bad. Real mean wicked. Drop the. Yep, that's alright. I almost forgot to drop the tether again. It would have been a disaster. Well, no, it wouldn't. It would have just been an inconvenience. Let's just use the word disaster right. Doing something like that is not a disaster, it's just an inconvenience. And we're still missing a poo bit. Have we got this the right width? I asked myself. I think we may have to go over this bit again. I'm going to get to the end here and just check the width of this thing. I know I should know, but you know me. I know an orphan boy. Absolutely no orphan. Stop, lift, brake on. Tedder. Make me sound like I'm going to start the Batman, old Batman thing. Yeah, well, perhaps not. Must have gone past it. It should be. No, I didn't go past it. Where are the? Oh, there we are, hidden away here. That is 8.7. Oh, because we got that set to 9, so we need to just reset the width for this a bit. Take that. Take it down to 8. And whilst we're doing this, we will just go over some of these bits we missed. So I will have to go out there with the sack and what have you. Well, I'm just going to do this here, just put another headland in this side. And quite at the mirror right. There most probably was a mirror just on 17, but I don't think I ever picked that mod up. I had it on 15, I think it was, and it's certainly on 19 now. Nice little mod. It helps when you're trying to sit in the cab to do things. What I'm going to do is go up the outside here and run one of these across the other end, another headland. Right, what else has been happening? In both, well, not so much here, certainly in the real world. The real world without going too deep into politics. Well, we're going to turn recording the final for the Rugby World Cup is on. We're probably over by now at the time. But I shan't be watching it. I think it's only on satellite, and I refuse to put money into Mr. Murdoch's pocket, or whoever owns them now. I think we've got a offset there. That looks better. Alright, let's get rid of this again. Yeah, I'm going to keep the lines up. I can't work without me lines. How do you think I am, Mark DuPont? And I talk about someone else who seems to have disappeared. Which is one of the reasons that I think I begin to find this more like work doing this. I enjoy making them, but it's just that I can't do other things I want to do because I feel I must be making a video every day. Near enough. Okay, it's only 4. Oh, at the moment, because I am making 5 days a week, that's my own stupid fault. I'm doing my favourite maps, and this, of course, is my favourite 17 map. The only one I've really thought, let's carry this on when 19 come out. Not only that, Mick is a good old boy who makes this, who done all the work on this. Has to be a good old boy. He's from Norfolk. He do different. I think the saying, I don't know if anybody's heard of. Apparently, they say on hospital records, you know, on that chart you have, sometimes you see the letters NFN on there. But what it actually stands for is normal for Norfolk. Yeah, I know. Well, you're probably about right. We like to do different, boy. Was our increasing battle against the Suffolkians, the silly Suffolkers. You know, it's the local, the little nicknames you get for people from different counties. I don't know many of them, but I do know silly Suffolk, which is actually, it's not silly as in stupid or does odd things. It silly originally meant religious. It was, I think, wasn't spelled S-I-L-L-Y. It was spelled, I think it was a C in there. Well, I should just push it forward. And because Norfolk is Norfolk dumplings. Was it Lincolnshire yellow bellies? Doesn't sound very polite, does it? I don't know many others. But if anybody from Britain is watching this and that you know your local county nickname, let us know. I'm all about learning, boy. Don't think we're going to finish this off today. What I'm going to do, it's going to take me time actually on this meadow. Yeah, I know we don't get very far into harvest before I have to pack up, because I think we're already making them for close to mid-November, and mid-December I finish. And I decided the map I'm doing to finish off on, some of you may actually know what it will be or have a good guess, but I'm not going to say anything more than that. But I think it's one thing, going back to making highs, one thing I prefer on 19 to 17, the brilliant way they've treated hay. It goes first to, dried grass, when you first turn it, and then it turns a lovely yellow colour as hay. And when you sit turned, you know it's done. It takes several hours, and you need perfect conditions. Will be a sunny day with light wind. I think in game a high wind will work too, but because a high wind in real life would blow a lot of it about. So I like to think there's a light wind, but you want sun. It's the quickest way of drying it. In real life, you'd mow it one day, you must return it a couple of days later, because the mown grass will be drying out anyway on top. Then you would probably turn it again a few days after that before it'd be ready. You can, of course, have drying sheds, but it's expensive to run. Where stuff like this is, leave it on the field, fine. You don't get rain, it's perfect. Get rain because it starts to rot in time. That's no good to man the beast. Oh, I think we're on a roll now, guys. and girls, and anybody else who's uncertain. Something missing up here. Not one of the cats is bothering me, especially the kittens. Call them kittens, I know, adolescents. And they're all getting their little personalities now. Yeah, I know I'm crazy on animals. I'm just crazy. Now, of course, this should be 9.3, but you can't do, once you get over about 5 or 6 meters, you can't do 0.1, 0.2. You have to go to whole meters. And 9, as you saw, was missing too much, so we turned it now to 8, and we're getting it all now. There goes the transport over again. Don't know if we can see it. Okay. No, I think that's the other side of the good grief, look at that. I do like this dynamic sky, and I wish I could remember the name. I know the name of the guy, but I wish I could pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try and mangle it. But he was the same guy who made The Rock mod on 15, but he made this on 17, which I didn't know about until he contacted me a few weeks ago. A regular watcher, and a modder with quite a bit of talent. And I think that's a typical Norfolk understatement, that is. There is some brilliant people about who make mods for these things. The script guys are the ones I really admire. You know, your GTX Andy, for example. That guy is out of this world. And as I think I said on another video, he's a very nice bloke as well. Yeah, it's just not fair. All that talent, and he seems nice and down to earth. Stevie's very talented, of course. Oxen David, Bullet Bill. All very talented. Johnny V. I think Johnny V is the best map improver. Him and Enzo next to the best map improvers I've seen. Enzo, of course, who is SOB modding, or was, I don't know if he's still anything to do with it. But on his really busy days, because he was unemployed, he had a little bit of time to work on things. Now I think he's lorry driving. But they're the guys who can do these things. Shermy, there's people who hardly heard of, who are very, very talented. Get back to GTX Andy, I hadn't actually heard of him until there was, I think someone in PCSG said he was having a hard time because people were pinching his mods and altering them a bit and then re-releasing them as their own work. And we at PCSG got in touch with him, and he came across and we got on well with him. He was a nice guy. Yeah, this is a perfect track to do this with. Lovely turning circle. Enough power. Hardly use the Poltras. I know I'm jumping from subject to subject. I hardly use the Poltras until this series, and I wish I'd have used them more. And without the trick thing of about to turn your whole seat in that round and use the steering wheel there and run them backwards for mowing, I don't tend to do that. I tend to still use my mowers conventionally. For one very good reason, at times when I'm doing grass, I only want the centre mower on with the loading wagon. Which to be precise, I should call it self-loading wagon. Oh, because you all know where this is leading, don't you? It's leading to another episode of me trying to pick bales up. I know that's always looked forward to by everybody except for me. I'll tell you what, if I do get time, and I always say we have that trial coming up, or that beta test starting today, which is the 1st of November, later on today on Ship of Heroes. But if I do get a chance, I think I might just do this and swarf it. So next time you come, we'll be baling it. If, no, it depends how the beta test goes. If I really get involved in it, you may not see me ever again. I think we've got a week's testing on it. So everybody's put a certain amount of money into the project. And I hope to do a video on some of the testing. But it's the type of thing I like. We are testing it, and we're paying to test it, really, because we're paid for the privilege. But and the guys who are making it are excellent. I wouldn't want to do that for someone like EA, shall we say. Right, I'm going to get rid of that line because I'm going to take a picture in a moment. I think we've got time here, haven't we? So we just get rid of that. Let's get rid of it. Reason being that I want to take a screenshot without lines in. I always forget that, and I keep forgetting to take down all the rest of the stuff around the screen. Yes, all my fault. I've lost the touch. I've got a bit slap happy. I'll take a picture going up this way. It should be about there. Right. I'm just taking everything down there. Well, that's a little mini map. Now I can't take that down anymore because I used to be able to. I altered it so you couldn't. I seem to remember. Right. That's a fairly dramatic picture. And that's done. And you notice too, I took the sound effects off that. It was getting too much. Right. Bring everything back. I'm going to try and go without the lines for the rest of it. Now you really do need lines if you're running something like a 3 metre piece of equipment, because you've got to be so precise. Not you hit completely the wrong line. At least with something that's almost 9 metres, that's got a bit of leeway. Well, I think we will start to wind up here. So I'm waiting for the code to come through for Ship of Heroes. When it comes through, oh, no, sad, and this old boy looking forward to a computer game. Alright, so I'm gonna wind up here. I'm gonna say thank you very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. If you've got any comments, questions, queries, suggestions, or anything else you just wish to chew the cud about, including if you know your local county's nickname, it's a silly Suffolk, say Norfolk dumplings, Lincolnshire yellow bellies, anything like that, let me know. Be very appreciative of anything you find out. I thought I could Google it, but I'm just too damn lazy. You all know that now. But I do maintain that lazy people are the ones who always find the best inventions, because we're just too... We want to do things a quick way all the time, the easy way. Now, with that thought, I would say, it's Bearman saying cheerio for now. Cheerio.